Hello, Hollywood Times viewers. Judy Shields here. I am excited, so excited to welcome back a talented singer-songwriter, Christopher Wyze. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, Judy. How are you? Great to be with you again. We had fun the last time, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, we sure did. And I've got some exciting news, folks. He's got a couple of Christmas. Yes, Christmas. And also, Hollywood Times viewers, the Hollywood Times is going to be premiering, which is called Heart's Christmas Blues. And let me tell you, we are so excited because that one, woo, the lyrics on that one are just great. It's a
Oh,
wonderful Christmas song. It's a great song for the holidays coming up. And who is that beautiful voice besides yours on there?
well, that is Emma Wilson. So I mentioned a kind of crazy thing, but Emma Wilson and I both work with the same record distributor that gets
Oh,
our music out worldwide. And one of the folks there said, "Hey, Chris, do you know Emma? Great blues singer from England." And I said, "Well, I certainly know of her." And they're like, "Well, we work with her and we work with you. You two ought to meet someday." And so
oh,
I sent her an email and said, "Hey, Emma, we haven't met. And great to meet you. Here's who I am. I'm familiar with your music." We had a couple of emails go back and forth, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the U.S. In September. I'm doing a small tour of the Mid South, Memphis and Nashville and Clarksdale, Mississippi, maybe a couple other places." And I said, "Oh, that's crazy, Emma." I said, "Hey, I have a crazy idea. What if I wrote a Christmas song, a duet? Would you do it with me?" And she said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So it was like cool. It's like, okay, I'll get started. So I started writing the lyrics. We brought my good friend, producer, songwriter Ralph Carter in. He helped with the music. Then Emma joined in and we all collaborated together. So we're all co writers on this thing. And I literally met Emma for the first time when I picked her up that morning at her hotel on my way to the recording studio. So we had
wow.
never met before in person. We just traded a few emails and WhatsApp chats. And so we had a lot to talk about, but we also had some work to do. So we showed up at the studio and we started to make the magic. And her voice is amazing. She
Yes.
just won the UK Blues Challenge just a few days ago in London. And
Oh,
she'll be coming to the US, Memphis, in January to compete in an international competition there. So Emma's well known in Europe and making her mark here in the U.S. And we've had
oh,
some good uptake in Europe and here in the U.S. So it's just been great to collaborate with her. And by golly, she just about makes me cry when she kind of sings that song. She's got the cutie pie thing
yes.
going on, which I had fun writing some of those lyrics for her. So it was just a real joy to do it.
Well, what's it like? I mean, like, okay, so you said you picked her up. So what was it like
Yeah.
meeting her the first time and then, knowing that you're gonna go into the studio and then once you got in the studio, tell us what that was like.
Well, it's kind of funny, but I felt like I'd known her forever. It's like I walked into the hotel. It's like, well, I certainly seen her videos. I know what she looks like.
Yes.
And out she pops, and I'm like, Emma, it was a big hug. And it was like, well, we were just like long lost friends. So that was really cool. So I guess just the feeling between us was really, oh, this is great. We both love the blues and we came together to make a blues song. And so I think our hearts were kind of out there, just really ready to drink this whole thing in. And then in the studio, this was thrown together really quickly. I sent a very, very rough demo that I did with Ralph Carter. He planked on the guitar. He's a beautiful guitar player. And I sang both my lyrics and Emma's because we sing and trade off verses. But I sang both parts. And I sent that over to Boo, our producer in Memphis, and said, "Hey, Boo, this will get you close." So he obviously listened and had some great concepts in mind. We had their house band, which they got to be the tellers for the day, Christopher Wyze and the Tellers, and
Wow.
the Reverend Charles Hodges, Leroy Hodges, Archie Turner, Steve Potts, and Lena Beach. And we recorded it live as well. Might have gone in and tweaked a couple things, but being able to do it live and just stand there in that historic studio and look out of the vocal booth and see
Wow.
all these amazing musicians, all of us creating this song together was, man, it's special, really cool. And the that sound that comes out of Royal Studios, man,
Oh.
it's kind of haunting. We loved it. And the stories about two people that, they kind of had a little love affair going on, but, they drifted apart and they're each kind of reminiscing about what it was like when they were together. And,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
song, they sort of said, gee, I wonder if we could ever get back together. I won't tell you what happens, but the song pays off the story. So there you go.
November 7th, this Friday, folks. You will be able to hear that. That's for sure.
And it's really kind of funny. I just love. I've listened to that song 100 times, not to hear myself, but
Yeah,
to
to hear
to hear
her.
the band and
Yes.
to hear Emma.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I'm kind of the straight man in the story. I mean, she's got all of these cool vibes going on. But wow, what a lot of fun it was! And we did it pretty quickly too. It's almost one of those things where you don't want to do it and run it into the ground, So
Right.
we were actually facing each other in the vocal booth. So we really were singing to each other, and that was really kind of fun, to be able to do it that way.
Will there also be a video for that? This
There is a video. Yeah, we had
Oh
cameras set up
boy.
everywhere. And so we'll have videos from, Heart's Christmas Blue. And we'll take you inside the Royal Studios and
Oh,
check out the band making music. It was fun. And now to be able to do a couple of Christmas blues songs, when I started to write, I was like, oh, I got to think of all the blues songs. Well, of course, we all think of Elvis's Blue Christmas.
mm,
And I just kind of tried to channel that thought. It's like, Christmas does make us a little sad and blue. We're always a little nostalgic for the way
yeah.
it used to be, or maybe our childhood, or maybe a relative or a grandparent who's no longer with us. And
Yes.
at first I was like, why am I doing the blues? It's like, well, that's a part of Christmas too. So
Yeah.
now it's been fun to contribute to the kind of the songbook of that.
So how will our listeners be able to get Heart's Christmas Blues? How will they be able to find those?
Yeah, it's available on any streaming platform. So whatever you use, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, you can get it there.
Okay.
You can download it. You can buy it and download it. You can listen anywhere out there. So that's where you go. You can always go to my website, ChristopherWyze.com, WYZE, and we always have links to that stuff there. And lots of pictures. I'm going to put up pictures of the recording session.
Oh,
We'll
nice.
have links to the videos there too. So if people want to learn more about it.
So thank you for joining us today, and we're so excited to premiere that song. It's good. We love Christmas. I love Christmas, and it's like, what? You want me to premiere it? Sure. Heart's Christmas Blues and his Christmas in Jail will be out this Friday, November 7th, and we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here at the Hollywood Times, Christopher.
Judy, it's always great to be with you, and I love the Hollywood Times and your readers, and thank you so much. Have
We
a great
appreciate it.
Christmas if I don't see you.
Yes, yeah, but we're not sure. Well, hopefully we can talk to you before. It'd be nice to talk to you about what's happening with these songs and everything
Yeah.
else.
Bye, Judy.